Uh, Hi everyone. This is Vinesh. Today I'm here to discuss regarding the uh, data analysis on liver cirrhosis, and I've been pursuing my master's in Concordia St. Paul, and I've been in the second semester now. So today I want to discuss something on my data analysis of liver cirrhosis, and so let us start. So so let me in the in let me explain you what exactly the liver cirrhosis is all about. It's all about the liver cirrhosis. The data captures the following elements from the patients, whereas age, sex, and also the patient's conditions of edema, ascites, and hepatology, and a spider, and also the status of it, and so it has also the blood was measured to establish composition of the different elements in the blood, and also the number of days with the diseases, and determining the appropriate drug to the administrator to manage the disease. So these are all the things which I've been going to explain in my presentation. And also there are some of the things which we have mentioned in this list. So let me explain you that as well. So, and also the different substances different substances like measured in the blood are cholesterol, albumin, copper, SGOT, and triggerides, platelets, prothrombin. So this the data set also captures the disease stages of each of the patients with the disease, and also I mean like we also I also did that the drugs used across parameters. I mean the parameters are such as age, sex, and levels of different components in the blood. So these are all the things where I have been discussing in this presentation. And coming to the next slide. So this is the graph that represents, that represents the sum of the alumni for the patients, albumin for the patients with the different categories like N, Na, and Y. So the asides category Y has the least levels of alumini, and whereas the category N leads with the more half of the total alumini levels. So as you see in the graph of this slide. So coming to the next slide. So in this slide, I've been presented as represents the bilirubin and bilirubin for the patients with the different categories of asides or ascites. So N, Na, and yes, so not applicable, no, or and not applicable, or yes. So with the wild category, Y has the least levels of the albumin, and also the leads with more of that of the albumin levels. So this is what this I want to explain in this slide. And coming to the next slide. So in the next slide, we have this bar graph represents actually the sum of the platelets for the patients, and also the different categories of edema. So so this has some of the I has the least levels of platelets, and the category N leads with more than 80% of the total platelets levels. So this is what I just need to compare between the edema and the platelets. So coming to the next slide. So in the next slide, I just want to discuss about the albumin in drugs. So the different drugs analyzed, like D-penicillin and Na and placebo. So the different drugs administered for patients, for each drug, the bar graph of the bar graph analysis of the albumin in patients for each administrator, and also the it results in the highest level of albumin using the d-penicillamine. So this shows that the patient has d-penicillamine with the drug and had the highest level of albumin. So this is what I just want to explain in this slide. Coming to the next slide. So in this slide, I just want to explain the status in the platelets. Though the data captures the patients under the statuses and also C, Cl, and D. The bar graph represents the sum of the platelets across the different statuses of C, Cl, and D, and it has the D patients under the D status has more C status has more has the highest levels of the platelets in their blood. So this is what the bar graph shows you, represents that. And coming to the next slide, spiders in prothrombin, and the spiders are the are under three categories where you can N, Na, and Y. So the bar graph represents the sum of the prothrombin across the different spiders, and the spider category N has the highest levels of the prothrombin, as you see in the graph. And coming to the next slide, stage percentile across, and so the it represents the 25% of the stage in both male and female, using the 25 percentile. Female were in the stage 2 while male in the stage 3. So this represents stage across both gender and reports in the 25 percentile. So this is what I just want to explain in this slide. And in the next slide, the histogram represents the end days, represents the days gone in since a patient is diagnosed with the disease. So uh, count the number of days that counts for the all the patients diagnosed in the disease. So that those between 1000 and 1500 days had the highest count, as you see in the bar graph. So that is what I just want to explain in this slide. And coming to the next one, it is a prothrombin count, and this histogram represents the count of prothrombin across all the patients. So if you have count across all, the highest count was when the level of a prothrombin was 10.5. So this is what I just want to explain in this slide. And so this is the dashboard where I have captured 4 key analysis. So drugs administered versus the day since the patient is diagnosed, and also the alumini level per different spider categories, and also the platelets level per different edema categories. So these are the things which I have explained. Uh, I have captured the screenshots of the highlighting the different categories, and pasting those screenshots in this dashboard slide. And so and this dashboard actually the main purpose of the dashboard gives you the high level analysis of the data provided. So different aspects analysis, or platelets, cholesterol, copper, and SGOT. So these where we can highlight the things in the dashboard. So that is what I want to explain in this slide. And before I by concluding, I want to say that as per the data analysis which I have gathered, so it's been that is evenly spread across both the genders, and also the copper levels are low for the patients using a placebo drug, and also the deep NSMLN gives patients log file and long life before reaching stage 4 for the disease, and the patients not under any medication reach not under medication reach end of the disease with the first 1500 days. So most effective drug is the d-penicillin gives the most long life before reaching the stage 4 of the disease. And uh, and so I have gathered all this information from these different materials or links which have been used. And finally, I just want to tell you that liver cirrhosis is data which have been used, I mean researched, and find that it will be very helpful for the taking the screenshots of how it is affecting more for the male and female genders. So, and what is the drug which we have to be using for to get it cured. So this is what I just want to explain through my presentation. Thank you so much, and thanks for giving me this opportunity.